Shakur Stevenson has been very vocal lately about Oscar Valdez, being caught cheating. And according to Valdez, it was found inside of his tea that he was drinking. It's just like a lot of stuff from that camp. Canelo with the meat, Valdez with the tea. So that's they run two excuses: the foods and their drink. That's what causing the for them to have this in their system, so to speak. But Shakur Stevenson has come out and been vocal about it, said, hey, Oscar, don't cheat, because he didn't look that favorable when he was fighting Robson Conceição. So when you compare him fighting Burkchild versus him fighting Conceição, you can see the performance difference in those two fights. Oscar Valdez looked like a goddamn machine when he was in there fighting against Burchell. You didn't see, Oscar Valdez was moving good. He had good, his technical skills was much more improved. And he looked refined in there, bro. And so a lot of people saying, well, is it because of the peds? Was that why, he was performing like that? Because that is not the normal Oscar Valdez. When you go back and watch some of his older fights, you'll see what we're talking about. But against Conceição, he looked almost average or back to normal again. Almost like, Incredible Hulk. His powers start to wear off almost. It was crazy, but he pulled that fight off. Many people believe he lost that fight. Go check the Robson Conceição fight with Oscar Valdez, and then you be the judge. But a lot of people are now saying Shakur Stevenson saying this. It's a built-in excuse for him in case he loses. Now, here's my thing. Here's my take on that. Shakur Stevenson has every right to bring this up. Don't cheat. Come in and fight the fight that you're supposed to fight, being who you are and not being petted up. I get it. At the same time, though, the way I look at it, and I like Shakur, I look at it like this too. You believe in your abilities, bro. Fuck that. Why? Don't even worry about that. If he's petted up, that's on him. He's gonna get caught. But you go in there and do what you're supposed to do. And sometimes when you hear stuff like that, it makes you start to doubt that fighter. Like, okay, you bringing up the pads, right? You keep harping on the cheating part. Are you nervous, or is something that's concerning you about your opponent? I'm looking at it both ways, but I think Shakur needs to just leave that shit alone. Focus on knocking this dude out or stopping him or decision or something. Just focus on winning. Just don't put too much emphasis on the Oscar Valdez using the pads, because if he does that, he might go in that ring a little bit more too overly cautious, kind of like he was with Nakatila, and run from Oscar Valdez all night because he don't want to get hit. And that is one of the things with Shakur Stevenson that a lot of people voice concern about. How is he going to handle getting hit by somebody that can hit? Because Oscar Valdez, he has a 76% KO ratio compared to Shakur's 52. Shakur's KO ratio stepped up a notch after he stopped Jamel Herring, so it's only right, man. But I think that Shakur, eventually, man, no matter how good of a technical boxer or defensive boxer you are, gonna get hit, man. And that's just the reality of it. It's gonna happen eventually, sooner or later. And we got to see how Shakur handles that, how he handles getting hit by somebody that could slug. We don't want to see him. We don't want to see a boxer just getting punched in his face. But I think that's one of the things in boxing that's like it's a test I think every boxer needs to go through. They have to get hit by somebody with some power so we can see how they react to the punch and if they can take it, and how they react, how they bounce back from the punch. It'll give us all indicators. So it's gonna happen eventually, man. I just think, Shakur don't need to focus too much on the ped thing, man. Just go in there and do what you do. Wash this motherfucker, man. And a lot of us think he is. I think he's gonna stop Oscar Valdez, but I don't want him to be unfocused thinking about, oh man, I'm in the ring with what if he's on pads and he touched me with something I don't like, I don't want him to be in there like that. Shakur gonna have to show off. He gonna have to show out in this fight. He can't be running around the ring. I think he gonna show out. He gonna have to do what he did to Jamel Herring. But in the case for Oscar Valdez, I'm sure he understands it might be a little different there with Oscar Valdez because his power. So he got to be a little bit more cautious. But he can't throw caution to the wind. He gonna have to go in there and be much more focused and he has to be aggressive, man. He got to show out in this fight. This is a title fight, but he's gonna have to be controlled, responsible aggression. And I think Shakur has the IQ to pull that off. He definitely does. So he don't need to focus too much on that ped shit, man. Just leave that alone and do what you do, young bull. That's it. That's my take on it. Even though he has the right to point it out, don't harp on it too much. Don't keep it in the back of your mind because it'll probably throw him off. That's what I mean. So let me know what you think about Shakur Stevenson, man, and him being vocal about Oscar Valdez cheating and using peds. And do you think he needs to just leave that alone and focus on the fight? Or do you think he's concerned about something, or is he worried about his power? Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. This is Rebel Life. I'll catch you on the next one, and I'm out.